All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Factorio. All right. So, what this is about is if you do not know, sometime in October, November, Factorio is having an expansion, a DLC. You got to buy it, it's not free. A lot of the patch 2.0 is going to be free, but things like Space Age, which is the name of the DLC, the going to space is not going to be free. You have to have the DLC, but a lot of things are going to be free. And a lot of the mod authors have come together and has made what is known as Factorio 2'ish. Basically bringing the 2.0 expansion into Factorio. You don't get the space age stuff. There if you want to do that, I guess you can go play space exploration, but that's kind of not going to be what you do in space age, so it's a kind of side thing if you wish to go do that. But what this is, if I go to here and look up Factorio 2, there's like 3 of them. There's this one, which is the one I choose, which has all these things. Now, they're both all of them are the same. It's just one of them has it as optional stuff, and the other one makes you download them automatically. This one is actually by a different person named Beefy. And this one, the Force Full Install, is something that just released not long ago by the other author for the 2'ish. Setzer, same person, is also the one that does the thing, does the mods, and it forces them to download as well. Now, I chose the one where you optionally download it. I do have them all, but I don't have them all turned on. And there's a reason why. The reason why is in the new DLC. I'm not sure if this is going to be a 2.0 patch thing or if this is actually going to only happen when you have the expansion and have it turned on. And you'll be able to turn the expansion on and off as well if you wish. But it's called Janky Quality. The mod is. But there is a thing coming to Factorio with the new expansion called Quality. And it's basically what you think it is. If you've played any action RPG, there's going to be normal gear, there's going to be uncommon gear, there's going to be rare gear, there's going to be epic gear, and there's going to be legendary gear. So, it's going to be those things, and that's what they're calling them for now. They might change the name of them to make them more Factorio-ish in the future. Don't know. They said they'll take under advisement for people to name stuff if they wish to. They want to submit names. There's a big problem though with janky quality. It adds so many items to the game that the game will, even just sitting here with the simulation going in the background, you see how the background has things going on. It's called the simulation. It's various things going on that you can do in the game. And when it transitions to a new one, the game will just freeze for a couple of seconds, like up to 5 seconds. The game will just freeze. And I have the beefiest one of the beefiest computers you can get right now. And the game will just freeze for up to 3 to 5 seconds. When you're in game and the autosave happens, it freezes the whole game for a good 5 to 10 seconds because there's so many items added. And so it leads up to its name. It's janky. I don't want to mess around with stuff like that because I'm worried about something just totally breaking if you do something like that. But if you wish to, the mod is out there. It's called Janky Quality, and it does what it says. It adds quality to the game. If you do not know, the way quality is going to work is there is what is known as quality modules. You now have speed, efficiency, production, and now quality modules. And the only way to get quality items is to put a quality module into a thing. Now, I don't think it's been clarified completely 100% yet. Most people think, some people think that you put it off into things like smelters to get quality iron, like higher tier quality iron, and you can make stuff with that. Other people think you just place it in the assembler where you're crafting the item, like an inserter, and that will give you a quality item. Don't know. I don't know 100%. I can't say for certain. If you read over the Factorio Fridays, it could it's worded to go either way. So I don't think they've clarified any of that yet. But for right now, the janky quality adds quality to everything, all the way from iron ore up. I think it's too much. I think it's a little bit too much because that basically adds 4 extra versions of iron ore. Just think about that. There's normal ore, there's uncommon iron ore, there's rare iron ore, there is epic iron ore, and legendary iron ore. 5 types of iron ore. And then just multiply, go five of every item in the game. There's 4 extra of every item in the game. And that's why it's freezing so much. So I'm just not going to use that. And also there is incompatibilities even between the mods that are actually supposed to come in and be part of the standard Factorio experience in 2.0. If you use janky quality, you can't use any of the modular inserter mods. I think there's like 3 of them. There's modular inserters, there's modular inserters simplified, and modular inserters extended. You can't use any of them if you're using janky quality. You also can't use the shortcuts mod, which adds a bunch of shortcut things. Let's scroll down to them here. You can't use this mod if you use janky quality. That's the 2 different mods that I found that you can't use janky quality with. And they even listed off in janky quality as well. If we find it, can't use module inserter simplified, but it also affects extended, and it also affects the regular module inserters, not the simplified one as well. And of course, shortcuts ICK is shortcuts for 1.1 mod here. So this one adds a host of useful shortcuts. I don't know if all of these shortcuts are going to be in the base games, but most of them I think are going to be. Let me go over the other mods with the Factorio 2'ish so you can see what is coming. Where is Factorio 2'ish? It's going to be on up here. So, advanced belts. There's going to be a new belt tier coming with the deal. So, Factorio 2'ish also has a mod setting options where you can only add 1 extra tier of belts, and that does that. That's what that does. It adds that 1 extra tier belt. If you choose that option in the Factorio 2 mod setting, it only allows you to add a tier 4 belt, which is 1 higher than the blue belts. I think it's a green belt. Auto circuits. So circuits are going to be different. I also have over here on the left a description of these mods if I need to look. And auto circuits extends red and green wires to newly built power poles. So if you have a power pole with red and green wires already on it, when you put a new power pole that's connected to it, it will automatically extend it. As an also thing, one of the mods and the new DLC will have it where there is no longer the need to craft the wires. I'm not sure about copper wire, but red and green wire will no longer need to be crafted. They'll be just like a blueprint thing that you can drag over to use to connect wires. You no longer need to have a red or green wire in your inventory. Beautiful bridge railways. Railways will now be able to make a bridge. That's coming. Better cliff hitboxes. Don't care. but it's a nice little thing for people who don't mind having clips on. I don't care because I always turn clips off. I don't like clips whatsoever, so I will pretty much never play with clips on anyway. Big mining drill. There is a bigger mining drill. This is a standalone version of the AAI big mining drill mod. This is the standalone version of that. You don't have to have the other AAI stuff. So that's what this is. There's a lot of changes to blueprints. You can now rotate, you can flip, you can do all kinds of things with blueprints and stuff like that. A car finder. It's not just cars, it finds all the vehicles. A crafting combinator. There's now going to be a crafting combinator you can use. Cursor enhancements. This adds various things for the cursor. Let me see if I can find it in here, the list here. More quality of life cursor interactions. Let me open up this mod. So you get an automatic ghost cursor when your stuff runs out. You can quick craft using Control Q while you have the stuff in your ghost cursor. Recall last items with Shift Q to get the last item. I don't know if all of these things are coming, but a lot of these things are coming. One of the major things, though, is that you can ghost without having to have the item. If you run out of the item, you can still continue to play ghost. Let's see. Deadlocks, belt boxes, and loaders. This is more about the stacking of these. I don't know about the loader part, but this also has the ability to have stackers in your as a thing, because they're going to make it where you can stack items on top of each other going forward, where it'll make one big old stack, a lot of items into a stack, and then you can unstack it. So that's what that's for. Destructive blueprints is a thing, which just basically makes it where when you place something over it, you like if you place a assembler over an assembler in a blueprint, it will destroy that assembler or take it up and place the new assembler there. Basically, if I remember that right. Do robots build automatic trains? You can now blueprint. When you blueprint tracks, you can also blueprint trains if a train is on the track. So you can copy the train, and the train copies its settings and everything with the blueprint. Factory search is now going to be a part of Factorio, where you can just search for something in your factory. FFF 402 radars. If I remember correctly, the radars transmit and receive signals across the same surface, is what that is. Filter Inserters Begone. There are no more filter inserters with the new update. The filter inserters have been removed because all inserters from the beginning are filter inserters. Normal, fast, long, filter inserters. They're filter inserters. Fluid permutations fixed. That's about the, what was that one? It's switching inputs, outputs of machines. You can do that now in the new DLC. Ghost, you can place Ghost on water. Blueprint extensions. This is more blueprint stuff of what I was talking about. Power pole 32. That makes the power poles, which one is it? The big poles have 32 tile range now. So they can go longer in between connections. Recipe book is, well, not just recipe book, it's going to be its own thing, but basically recipe book, FNAI, and those things will be baked into the game now. So you don't need those mods anymore. Reconnect cut wires, so you can reconnect wires that you cut with the cut command, Control X. Redo, because there is now going to be a redo option. Remote request and remote configuration go together in that now when you're in map view, not when you're in your character view. You have to zoom out to where you're seeing the map, or push M to bring up the map, and then zoom in enough to where you can see your, like, say you're having an assembler making one thing, but you want to change it to another, but you're on the other side of the map. Well, as long as you have the radar coverage for it, you can actually go into it and see it when you're zoomed in all the way, even though you're over on the other side of the map. You can still mess with it. You can't put stuff in it like iron or anything like that, but you can change its configuration by making it make a different item than it was. Um, Shortcuts we haven't talked about. Show max underground distance. This affects both underground pipes and underground belts. It shows the max distance that they can reach when you hold one in your hand, or when you hover over one as well. Simple landfill mining. You can now mine up any landfill you place. Spider control is about squad. You can make squads of spider bots and stuff like that. Stack inserter rename. The stack inserter has been renamed to, what was the renaming it to? I done forgot. They renamed the stack inserter to something, and this just reflects that. As to bulk inserters, they're called bulk inserters now. It will in the new DLC. Um, Tinted ghost, you can change the color of your ghost. There are two options, I think, and I'm not sure if you get these on the DLC or not, but one of them is changing the ghost on land, and the other is changing the ghost color on water. Train groups, more train status icons, train control signals. There's a lot of updates to trains. I don't usually use trains, but they're there if you want to, and wire shortcuts if you wish. All right, so let's go ahead and new game. Oh, I do have a lot of other mods turned on, like Alien Biomes, Afraid of the Dark, and things, um, and Spawn Resource Overhaul and stuff like that, because I I just can't play without some of those mods. So, yeah, we're also going to have Fast Start mod, which gives me uh, robots at the beginning. I also have the Angel Infant Ores on, so yeah, there's no need for me to change any of this here because I have it all set up through the mod settings. What I do need to do is turn off cliffs, turn off enemies, and this is on that, and we can click play. Huh, interesting. It's stuck. It won't output for some reason. Maybe because I don't actually have red wires. That might be the thing. So what do I need to get circuits then? red and maybe red and green science. I need green science to get circuits or something, I guess. I'm not totally sure. Circuit network. Yeah, I need green science. Okay. So I need to research green science. Yeah, fast inserters here. I'm not sure what this is. And those are all green sciences. The problem is when you with the picker dolly set up like that, you can't move while you hold shift. So I can't just hold shift and move to go down to paste. Okay, and now I should be able to do circuits. This one. And with circuits done. Oh, that's not it. Huh. I wonder where it's moved to then. Because I can't access red wire and things. I can only access copper wire, right? Yeah. Circuit network technology. Okay. It just doesn't show it. What am I missing? I'm missing inserters. Why am I missing inserters? Oh, interesting. That's an interesting thing you have to think about now. Because we can't make. So that's going to be a problem with your blueprints, your old blueprints if they work on circuits early on. We can't get inserters moved with circuits because we're full. Because we're supposed to have circuits here, but we can't get inserters because it's the circuit thing is messed up. That is interesting. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is just to remove the wire. That'll fix it. But I don't want to. I want to see if I can do another workaround. The only other workaround I can think of, though, is. Excuse me while I do Arc Knights and think. Is to just make the green science for this one by hand. I think that's the only other thing we can do. So we would need to make 100. 100 of it. We can make 59 right now. Or we could just break this and reset it, and that one as well, and do that. I already have it limited. But if that is true, I'm going to just speed everything up to times 10. As soon as the deal is finished, we should start seeing items come into these chests. That's if this works. I want to see if this works. If this will make it work. So it slowed it back down to 1. Does everything start working? No. Interesting. A thought occurs to me. What if I replace it? Now, this is going to destroy everything and then replace it. But I want to see if that fixes the issue or not. So I'm going to just speed this up. No, it did not fix it. Because the item still won't go in. That's interesting. So it's all broken. This should be getting iron gears, and circuits. Because these are the same as well. So anything that's relying on red wires is not going to work. You cannot connect to wire. So you cannot connect to this. Waiting for source items. Okay, how does that work then? Because I'm very confused right now. That stopped it. That's not how that's connected. You can see it's not connected like that here. Is this a mod thing? Is this a bad mod interaction? Because this should be fulfilling a stack. It doesn't. Because this now no longer picks up. I gotta find out what's going on here. Ah! Okay, it's set to 20. Ah! I see what's going on. I want to see if it stops when it gets to 20 like it's supposed to. No, it didn't. It stopped before then. Ah, because we're out of iron gears. Okay, I think I know what I need to do to fix this. So I need another one of these. And I need to configure this. I want you to remove regular inserters and long inserters. Okay. Okay. And if I place this again, enable condition less than 20. And it's not making it. So, huh. That's an interesting thing. I've removed all the inserters and replaced them. I have the circuit technology because I can use red and green wires, but it doesn't work. This one is not taking out because there's nothing here. This has to be greater than 50 for it to take out of here, but it won't take it out because this will not make, because this is less than 100, but it's still not working because the circuits are broken. So if I remove this right here and I do this myself, I'm going to remove this as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right here. And I'm going to connect this myself. I'm going to set this. And this one I'm going to set to take here assembly machine ones less than 20. Set. And then I put my own assembler back here and set this to assembly machines. Is it going to stop at 14 again? No. It actually works. So I would have to do all of these by hand again. Well, I'm glad this is just a one-off because that's upsetting. So that's a whole thing that we have to look forward to is all of our circuit things are going to break. I mean, I can't say they will, but they could. Because with the way circuit wires are changing, it is entirely possible that they will break exactly like this. But the devs are going to know this and they're not going to let this happen most likely. So it will probably work, but as a mod, it doesn't. unless you built and copied a blueprint with this mod already in here, it most likely won't work. If you try to use this mod, that's an interesting thing. I want to try something. I really, really want to try something. I'm gonna save this. And I'm going to... I wonder if this will break something. So what is the... It's going to be circuit. Something circuit. Is it this one? It's not power grid comb. It's either auto circuit or this one. I'm thinking it's this one. It's the only thing I can think of that would do it. Oh. Oh, it's not that. It's wire shortcuts. It's wire shortcuts. Okay, let me change that back then. Put that back on, and then wire shortcuts is it. Wire shortcuts. That's it. That's the one. Load. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this again. I'm going to remove all of the inserters down here. And then I'm going to replop this. Nope. An interesting thought just occurred to me. What if I remove all power poles as well? Will that do it? No. That doesn't work as well. I'm gonna take me a. I'm gonna have to stop here, but it's not over. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it tonight. I can't. I don't have enough time. But what I'm going to do tonight, well, not tonight, but tomorrow night, is I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to get to the point where we are. But I'm not going to record it except for the end where I plopped down the thing. Everything is set. I'm not going to hook up the iron or the copper or the coal until y'all join me. So I'll start recording as soon as right when I get to the part where I'm going to hook up the copper, the coal, and the iron, and then we're going to see without that mod on, and we're going to find out what's going on, because I have no idea. Because if turning off, it could be that turning off the mod didn't help it because it was already thinking it, and I just need to go to another and just do a new save. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try a new save, and we're going to see what happens. But I'm really, really curious if this fixes it. All right. So thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world. Bye. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Factorio. This is just a little video to go along with my other ones of we were having problems with a blueprint, putting down a blueprint and getting it to work with the Factorio-ish 2 mods. If you do not know, Factorio 2'ish is a series of mods that's supposed to make the game act like the 2.0 release was out, except for the space stuff. It changes the way filters and stuff work and all kinds of stuff. Blueprints and stuff have changed and all that stuff. So since that video, I've done another little quick factory here. Took me a couple of hours to get this up and running. And I found out what the issue was. I can't believe it was so simple. But basically, what happened is I couldn't get the stuff to take out of the machines. I couldn't get it to take out of the machines here, like this stuff. I couldn't get it to take out and put in because this was circuited. And I was doing all kinds of things. I was turning off like the blueprint mods and stuff like that when it was pretty simple. It was the filter inserter mod. So what Factorio 2'ish has is a mod that removes the filter inserters, because when the 2.0 update comes out, all inserters from the beginning, it may need a research, but I think from the beginning will be able to be filtered, like this right here. I was trying all kinds of things. The A couple of things were the simplest parts. The other parts were a little bit harder. So the simplest part was I just needed to switch most filters from the whitelist to the blacklist. Any filter you place um, automatically by hand is automatically put on a blacklist. But if you place it with a blueprint, it is automatically put on a whitelist. So basically what you have to do if you want to use a blueprint, there's two things you need to do. You either need to remove all the filters and place those by hand, or you need to go to every single filter, right click on, change it to a blacklist, right click on it, and left click and shift right click on it and shift left click on it to copy it and paste its settings to all the other filters. That's the only two ways I see how to do it quickly. So that was the easy part. The hard part is all of these long inserters just would not accept that. They have the exact same things, white list, black list, and all that stuff, but changing it from a white list to a black list doesn't help at all. You have to actually physically pick up the inserter and place it down if you put down with the blueprint to get this to work. So I would just automatically remove any longhand inserters that you have in any blueprints, like this one I have right here from Nihilus. It's a Jumpstart base one. Just remove any longhand inserters from the blueprint list and place them down yourself, because you can't just go up to one and go from a white list to a black list. It doesn't work. Don't know why it doesn't work, but it doesn't work. You actually have to pick up the inserter and place it back down. So you might as well save yourself a step and then just use any long-handed inserters. Just take them up and just take them out of the blueprints if you can. If you want to leave them in just so you know where they go, but you're going to have to go and take up each one of these. That's what I had to do. Every one of these longhand inserters here, I had to take up and put back down automatically. And it's not like they're wired or anything. None of these had wires on them in the blueprint. It was only the yellow inserters that are circuited to read the contents of a chest and things. These are not circuited, but they acted like they were for some reason, even though they had no wires on them. So I don't understand what's going on with those. I just had to pick them up and put them in. Now, it's not just in case you want to say it is, but it's not a deal of, you can see I have Bob's inserters. It's not a factor of that. When I was playing on the other save, I didn't have Bob's inserters turned on. I was just using the filter inserter thing itself. I just put it on this one because I just wanted to have them in case I needed them. It's not a factor of that. It's the factor of, for whatever reason, the longhand inserters just doesn't work with the mod correctly. You have to actually place them down yourself for them to respect the whitelist, blacklist part. They won't respect it without you doing that yourself. No matter how many times you flip that knob, it doesn't work unless you pick it up and put it down. So just to let you know, as a thing. I'm not really going to continue this. I just wanted to figure out what was going on. Like I said, I was trying all kinds of things of turning off blueprint mods because I thought it was something wrong with the blueprint mods, because the blueprint mods changed a lot to make them work like they will in 2.0. I was figuring it's got to be it, but no, it was the Filter Inserters mod that did it. So just as an aside, if you run into that problem in your Factorio 2'ish issue, or even it's a really, really slim chance, like less than a 5% chance maybe less than a 1% chance that it will happen in the 2.0 update. If you have an issue with your blueprints, maybe try checking and see if that will maybe that'll fix it if you do something like this. I don't know. It's just an idle thought, you know. I doubt the devs for the game are not going to mess up something like that, like this mod does, but you know, just in case, it could be just a quick and simple fix is doing something like that, and then your blueprint will work like it's supposed to. So, all right, well, that's it for this. I just wanted to throw that out there to go with the other videos I have of I was doing earlier on this, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you for watching. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world. Bye.